everybody! So today we are continuing on in my series of my personal favorite animated films. I've already done my 50 through 31, so you want to check out the playlist. And now we are going to do 30 to 21. And I love all of these films, and these aren't necessarily the best made films or the highest quality or the most popular or whatever. They're just my particular favorite for whatever reason. So let's start with number 30, and I have An American Tail, and this is the Don Bluth film. It's a really sad story about this mouse that is lost from his family, but it also has some really interesting stuff about immigrants and the dreams and even somewhat delusions of immigrants and the whole culture then. I think it's really cool that it's about like a Jewish family and their story, and it's got great music by James Horner. The animation is really beautiful and full of light and color, and I think even though it is sad, to me it never feels without hope. I think the ending is really great, with "release the secret weapon," it's just great. So yeah, that's number 30. Number 29 for me is The Nightmare Before Christmas, and this was a real game changer, at least for me. I had never seen something quite like Nightmare Before Christmas before, with stop motion and the whole just darker artistry of it. And I think the boogeyman sequence is super scary. I think a lot of other parts of it are really scary, but it's also really beautiful. And at the center, there's this character who wants to do something really good. He wants to bring Christmas, and he's trying to do something and be somebody that he's not. Danny Elfman songs are great. They're beautifully sung by him as Jack, and I like Sally as a character. Just a wonderful, beautiful, artistic piece of work. Number 28, I have The Wind Rises. This is the final film by Hayao Miyazaki for Studio Ghibli. This is the most realistic film that he ever did. It is so beautifully animated. It looks like live action part of the time, I feel like. It's on this true story of this man who wants to become an aviation designer. And the true point of the film is about how having a dream can get you through the worst parts of life. And I just really found it bold and different and moving and sad, hopeful and wonderful. And I think the music is really different from Joe Hisaishi. It has sort of an Italian flair because of the Italian air designer that he dreams of, and it's romantic even at times. It's just 27, I have Alice in Wonderland. And Alice in Wonderland is a total delight. That Alice in Wonderland is a real base buster for Disney fans. That there was something different that they had never done before, and they will never do again, probably. Where Alice, it doesn't have a plot. It's just her meeting all of these crazy, interesting, funny, sometimes sad, sometimes scary creatures, and she meets one after another, after another, after another. And to me, that is so much fun. I love the nonsense of it. I love the artistry behind it with the Mary Blair geometric art that's all included. I love how it surprises you and you don't know what's coming next. And so yeah, it's definitely, I love all the little musical vignettes that are included, and it's just so creative. And I hate the Tim Burton one. The original Disney animated classic is one of my faves. Number 26, I have Toy Story 3. And Toy Story 3 is a big controversy in my family because my nieces don't care for it because it's just too tense for them. One of the most beautiful films that Pixar has done as far as the CG. I think it looks lush and colorful and intense at times. It's a real prison escape movie. You feel tension, you feel joy, you feel laughs with the Michael Keaton Ken character is really funny. I think it has this emotional core about them all remaining a family that's really moving and beautiful, and it's just a really touching send-off to Andy and sort of this child that we grew up with. And you get a lot of new characters, including a great villain, and it just is bold. They went places that I did not think that they would go. They take you to the edge, and I thought that was incredibly bold and entertaining in the end. 25, I have the Lego Movie, and the Lego Movie blew me away. I thought it was just going to be like a kids movie with toys, but the way that they designed it, the artistry behind it was, I thought, incredible. The fact that anytime they moved, the Legos moved with the characters, so if they're in water, you see the bricks changing. It was so cool. And I just thought it was so bold and creative in showing the randomness of a child's play. So you have a Old West scene, and you have Star Wars, and you have cowboys, and to me, that was brilliant and amazing. And I thought it had this emotional core to it that I was not expecting at all with the live action scene where you have a kid trying to explain his world to his father. And I thought that was very moving and very, very well done. It totally worked for me. I just thought it was hilarious. It made me laugh harder than any movie in the last 2 years. I think so. To me, it just won on every level. It's funny, it's well written, it has something to say, sort of, about following the rules, and it's really bright, colorful, and the way that they designed it was just amazing. So, yeah. Great vocal work, too, by all involved. Number 24, I have The Jungle Book. Jungle Book, honestly, is great because of the music. It's pretty simple. It's not that artistically amazing, although it's certainly competent. It's done in that sketch era. The voice work is phenomenal, but it's really the Sherman Brothers songs, and it's just they have it structured. They have it structured so there's not much in between the songs. You just go from one to another, and I just love I Want to Be Like You. I love The Bare Necessities. I love the Elephants March. I love the We Your Friends, We Your Friends. I love the villain Shere Khan and Kaa. It's so great. Trust in me, just in me. So good. And I don't really like the ending. To me, it's very annoying. You get that girl hypnotizing boy thing that Disney sometimes does, and I don't like it, especially after Blue has just barely almost died for Mowgli. He's the girl and he's like, oh, bye. That really irritates me. But other than that, I think it is so entertaining. Number 23, I have Ratatouille. And Ratatouille is a story about a character who doesn't belong in his tribe, the place where he has been born. And I've always really liked stories like that. And it's not that he even wants to be a chef, he just wants to be able to be himself and be able to believe that he matters. And I think that's a really moving journey. And there's tons of humor that's brought in with the Gusteau and, you know, some of the other scenes in the restaurant. And you also have some tension. And then you have the amazing character of Anton Ego. And the speech that he gives at the end is one of my favorites in all of movies. It's a speech about the defense of the new and how that is a risk that sometimes critics have to take. And I found that so moving, you know, that for all of us, you know, that's one of the hardest things in life, is to stick our neck out in the defense of the new and different and be brave. And I love that. So for me, it's beautiful. Like, Paris never looked better. The City of Lights, it's, I think, one of their most beautiful films. It's got great voice casting. 22, I have Sleeping Beauty. And Sleeping Beauty took them 10 years to make at Walt Disney because the backgrounds were so layered and different. The idea was that it was supposed to look like an illustration in a book and have that sort of literary quality, lyric quality to it. Great characters in Sleeping Beauty. Someone like Maleficent, who is all bad. Now, this recent Maleficent, which I hated because it's not Maleficent. They changed her into a whole different character. And she is basically a she-devil in this film. She has horns, okay? And it's if you're going to have that kind of character, you have to make them intimidating and you have to make them dominating. And they completely do. So it makes it work. She turns into a dragon, for goodness sakes. She puts thorns all around she locks up Philip in the dungeon. And I love that scene. I love Philip. He's one of my favorite of the Disney princes. Another thing I hated about the new film is they completely ruined Philip. I also love the fairies in this film. Yes, they're comic relief, but they are also really good at what they do. The new film makes them complete idiots and they're negligent and everything. And in this, they managed to hide Aurora from Maleficent for 16 years. So they do a pretty good job. And there's also the comic relief, but they also are unsung heroes in the movie. They're the ones that give Philip the Sword of Truth. They're the ones that direct him to where to go. They're the ones that put sleep over the whole village. So, and they're the ones that save Aurora's life by Merryweather changing the curse into falling asleep and not death. And it's just such a great scene when Maleficent is angry over not being invited to the christening, so she puts this curse on Aurora. You know, that's just like so petty and so wonderful and great. And, you know, and then you see the blessings are so beautifully designed, you know, with the twirling kind of aspect to them, and it looks gorgeous. And So you kind of got it all. You've got beautiful music. You got Once Upon a Dream. You've got the Tchaikovsky Ballet score. You've got great villain, great characters. You have some humor. You have some tension. You have a good prince. You have the only flaws I think in this movie is that Aurora is a little bit bland, but she's asleep most of the film, so who really cares? Sometimes the scene with the two kings goes on a little bit too long. Other than that, it's perfection. 21. I know a lot of people aren't fans of it. I don't really care. It's my list. I have Frozen. To me, Frozen was just an amazing experience. You know, you get two Disney princesses in a film, which was really exciting. Story about a character that not only can she not be who she is supposed to be in life, but she's told if she is that person, she will kill her sister. And I found that incredibly moving. And I have 3 sisters. And so I really related to the relationship between Anna and Elsa and how they were just trying to understand each other, trying to work with each other. And I have a sister that's really quiet and private. And so I related to Anna on that level. But then I also related to Elsa because I remember feeling that way, you know, wanting to be myself and be, you know, sort of the let it go moment that I had. And I really related to that. I love the music. It's their first real Broadway musical that Disney has done. I think it is just epic in scale and also funny. I think Olaf is a great character, but he's used just enough. I thought that the villain reveal totally worked. I totally bought it. It was something new and different. I think the ending really paid off with the sisters' love being the answer, and that was something really moving to me. So overall, I just think it's a super satisfying, beautiful, lovely, amazing music, great movie. So that's what I think. Next set in this top 50 animated countdown, and next time we will be in my top 20. Those are just some of my absolute favorites. So put in the comment section below, let me know what you think of these 10 choices, and thanks so much. Please subscribe to my channel, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.